Have you ever pondered the question, what does unity and diversity really mean? Well, let's take a journey back in time to a nation that is a vibrant mosaic of cultures, languages, and religions, India. Here, unity and diversity isn't just a concept, it's a way of life. A shining example of this is the Lucknow Pact of 1916. This wasn't just any agreement, but a remarkable manifestation of camaraderie between the Indian National Congress and the Muslim League, two major political forces of the time. What makes it significant? It's a symbol of Hindu-Muslim unity, a testament to the strength of solidarity in the face of adversity. This pact was not just about political alliances, it was a beacon of hope illuminating the path towards a unified nation. So, let's dive into the Lucknow Pact, a historical milestone that brought together two major political forces in India. To truly understand the Lucknow Pact, we must first travel back in time to the events that led up to it. In the early 20th century, India was a veritable hotbed of political activity. The Indian National Congress and the Muslim League, two of the most influential political groups, were at odds. The Congress, established in 1885, was primarily composed of Hindus and sought governance that would benefit the majority. The Muslim League, on the other hand, was formed in 1906 to protect the interests of the Muslim minority. They were like oil and water, their ideologies rarely converging. Then, in 1905, the Viceroy of India, Lord Curzon, announced the Partition of Bengal, an act that sparked widespread protests and ignited the flame of nationalism. The British had hoped to weaken the nationalist movement by dividing the Hindu-majority West Bengal from the Muslim-majority East. Instead, they inadvertently brought the two major political groups closer together, as they both opposed the partition for their respective reasons. The political climate continued to change with the introduction of the Morley-Minto reforms in 1909. These reforms were seen as a significant step forward for Indian self-governance, as they expanded the Indian councils and introduced separate electorates for Muslims. However, they also deepened the divisions between the Hindu and Muslim communities. Despite these challenges, the Congress and the League found common ground in their shared opposition to the British rule. They realized that unity was their best chance at achieving their goals. This period of political upheaval was marked by a growing sense of camaraderie and cooperation between the two groups. So, with the backdrop of an increasingly volatile political landscape, the stage was set for a historic alliance. The Indian National Congress and the Muslim League were about to come together in an unprecedented show of unity against the British rule. These events were the precursors to the Lucknow Pact, setting the stage for an unprecedented alliance. Now, we arrive at the heart of our story, the Lucknow Pact. Picture the year 1916. The air in Lucknow was thick with anticipation. Representatives from the Indian National Congress and the All India Muslim League had gathered for a historic meeting. The goal? To reach an agreement that would shape the future of Indian politics. At the forefront of these negotiations were two prominent figures, Bal Gangadhar Tilak, a nationalist leader from the Congress, and Muhammad Ali Jinnah, a rising star in the Muslim League. Their task was not an easy one. They had to bridge the gap between two communities with distinct interests and aspirations. The first breakthrough came with the acceptance of separate electorates. This was a significant concession made by the Congress. They recognized the Muslim League's demand for separate electorates for Muslims, a move that signified the acknowledgement of the Muslim League as the representative of the Muslim community. Next on the agenda was the issue of increased political representation for Muslims. The Congress agreed to a formula which ensured that Muslims would have 1/3 representation in the Imperial, Legislative Council, and provincial legislatures. This was a big win for the Muslim community, as it ensured their voice would be heard in the corridors of power. And there was more. The Congress and the Muslim League agreed on the reunification of Bengal. This was a landmark decision, as the partition of Bengal in 1905 had been a major point of contention between the two communities. This was no ordinary agreement. It was a pact that represented a new era of cooperation between the Congress and the Muslim League. It was a pact that saw the Congress make significant concessions to accommodate the political aspirations of the Muslim community. But it wasn't a one-sided affair. The Muslim League, in return, recognized the Congress as the representative body of the people of India. This was a significant move, as it marked the first time the Muslim League had acknowledged the Congress in this manner. The role of Bal Gangadhar Tilak and Muhammad Ali Jinnah in these negotiations can't be overstated. Tilak's willingness to make concessions and Jinnah's vision for a united front played a crucial role in the successful conclusion of the pact. So there you have it. The Lucknow Pact was not just an agreement, but a turning point in the history of Indian politics. It marked a phase of cooperation between the Congress and the Muslim League and laid the foundation for the demand for self-rule. The Lucknow Pact was a momentous agreement, but what were its ramifications? The ink has dried on the Lucknow Pact, so what happens next? The period following the signing of the Lucknow Pact was one of profound change in the Indian political landscape. The British, who had been ruling India for over 2 centuries, received the pact with skepticism. After all, it posed a significant challenge to their divide-and-rule policy. The Lucknow Pact had managed to rally the 2 major factions in Indian politics, the Indian National Congress and the Muslim League, onto a common platform. This unity, albeit brief, was a significant blow to the British colonial powers. The British had always exploited the religious divisions in Indian society to maintain their grip on the country. But now they faced a united front, demanding greater political autonomy and representation in the government. However, the unity brought about by the Lucknow Pact was not to last. The pact, while forging a temporary alliance between Hindus and Muslims, also sowed the seeds of division. It recognized the Muslim League as the representative body of the Muslims and agreed to separate electorates for them. This was a significant point, for it acknowledged, for the first time, the concept of 2 nations within one India. As time passed, these divisions grew more pronounced, leading to increasing communal tensions. The British continued their policy of divide and rule, further deepening the rift between Hindus and Muslims. Eventually, this led to the demand for a separate Muslim nation, culminating in the tragic partition of India in 1947. The Lucknow Pact, hence, is a complex chapter in India's history. On the one hand, it symbolized a rare moment of unity against British rule. On the other, it highlighted the deep-seated divisions within Indian society, which would later lead to the partition. The Lucknow Pact, while a symbol of unity, was also a stepping stone towards the eventual division of India. We've journeyed through the story of the Lucknow Pact, but what are the key takeaways? Let's wind back the clock and revisit the essential elements of this fascinating chapter in Indian history. The Lucknow Pact, signed in December 1916, marked an unprecedented moment of unity between the Indian National Congress and the Muslim League. This unity was not just symbolic, but it led to a tangible agreement that impacted the political landscape of India. The pact was a product of mutual respect and understanding between the 2 parties. The Congress acknowledged the Muslim League's demands for separate electorates for Muslims, while the League reciprocated by supporting the Congress's demand for dominion status. This mutual support was a testament to the spirit of cooperation and compromise. The Lucknow Pact, however, was more than just an agreement between 2 political parties. It was a significant milestone in India's struggle for freedom from British rule. It signaled the beginning of a united front against colonial oppression, a unity that was critical in the years leading up to India's independence. Yet, this unity was not without its consequences. The acceptance of separate electorates for Muslims planted the seeds for the eventual partition of India. While the pact brought temporary unity, it also set the stage for future divisions along religious lines. In the grand tapestry of Indian history, the Lucknow Pact serves as a significant thread. It is a testament to the power of unity, the importance of compromise, and the impact of political decisions on the course of a nation's history. But it also serves as a cautionary tale, a reminder of the potential repercussions of division along religious lines. In essence, the Lucknow Pact is a multifaceted chapter in India's journey to independence. It encapsulates the complexities of unity, diversity, and the quest for freedom. The Lucknow Pact, a testament to unity and diversity, remains a pivotal moment in India's journey towards independence. It's a reminder that unity, while powerful, can also sow the seeds of division. Do like, share, and subscribe our channel for more content.